So here's the question I'd like to figure out about Harrison Bergeron. And when we're discussing this, during the discussion, I'm only going to ask questions. I'm not going to answer any. I want to know what you think about the story. I don't want to tell you what to think about the story. So I want to know what you're thinking. I also am going to get us to go back to the text from time to time. I'm going to say, where did you find that? So you need to give me a page number or a quote that helps support your idea. The other thing is you don't have to raise hand in the discussion. You can go ahead and talk. Obviously, though, we can't talk on top of each other, so you have to respect when someone else is speaking. I'll try to help make sure that we don't talk on top of each other, and you could help do that too. Just kind of back off if somebody else starts talking, or say, I really have to say this, do you mind waiting? Either one's fine, just let the other person know. So here's the question I'd like us to figure out about Harrison Bergeron. Why does Harrison declare himself emperor and start ordering everyone around? So why does Harrison declare himself emperor and start ordering everyone else around? So take a few more moments to get your idea down. We'll begin in a few moments. Aaron, how would you answer the question?
I answered the question because he had such a high confidence. He thought he was stronger than everyone else, smarter, and he was getting so strong that even the government couldn't come up with something to hold him.
Is there something in the story that made you think he was, had high confidence and was stronger than anyone? Is there anything in there that you could point us to?
On page 18.
All right, if everyone would go to page 18. And where are we on page 18? Top, middle, bottom?
Near the bottom. It's
okay.
The second from the bottom. It says, even as I stand here, he bellowed, crippled, hobbled, sickened, I am a greater ruler than any man who ever lived. Now watch me become what I can become.
What do you think he's saying there, Aaron, by saying those things?
I think he's saying that I can be better than anyone no matter what I look like, no matter how weak it looks like I am. I'm better than everyone here, so you should all bow down to me.
Why does he need that? Well, why couldn't he come in and just say, hey, I'm better than anybody else? Why does he need the emperor part?
I think he wants to control everyone, to let everyone know that he's in control. That he can control everything.
Did others have similar ideas to Aaron's? Want to agree, disagree, comment?
Maybe he wanted to tell everybody that he wasn't afraid to take off his handicap, so if people would follow him, then everybody would be normal.
Why would he want people to take off their handicaps and follow him?
Maybe
Why would he want to do that?
He got sick of being the same.
Is there something in the story that made you think that he got sick of being the same?
When he got thrown in jail for being too athletic and stuff, and then he has to wear all those handicaps.
I think that he was tired of wearing all the handicaps and that he wanted to be his full potential. And then when he said that he was emperor, that he was saying that he was now going to control everybody because he's got the potential to do it. So, and that's why he started also ripping off his empress's handicaps.
Nick, explain what you mean a little bit by that phrase, full potential. What does that mean?
Because what he was given, when he was born and stuff, he was given strength and maybe more knowledge and brain power, and then they tried to take it away from him and make him equal with other people.
So is he doing that so he can have his own full potential?
Yes, and then I also think that if he got his full potential, he'd overthrow the government and then make everybody else what they wanted to be.
So he's trying to make everybody normal and be themselves instead of all being equal.
So how is declaring himself, emperor, how is that going to help other people be normal and be themselves?
Because an emperor can make rules.
Okay, here's where, going back to Hannah's word about being confused. how is making people be themselves helping them be themselves?
Well, if you like take away, he's kind of like pushing them in the right direction. He's not forcing them to do anything. He's giving them like the motivation.
He like takes off all his handicaps and stuff, then people will probably like follow him and do the same thing that he does. And that's why he says that he's the emperor, because emperors, like, people will follow what they do.
So is he doing that more for his benefit? Like, hey, I want people to do what I want them to do, or is he doing it for their benefit?
For theirs, because then they will know what it's like to like be themselves and not everybody being the same.
He's blessed with the talents that he has, and so I do think he like overdid it with the whole emperor thing, but he was trying to get his point across to everyone that they do have good talents, even though they're all equal, and he's trying to not just do it for himself, but to show other people that it's their chance too.
Saying that you think he did it for the other people, but I kind of think he started off like just mad at the government and was like, well, this isn't fair. So then he decided that he wanted to lead all the people to all gang up on the government, and so he could show them that they're all different.
So is he doing it when you say, he doesn't think it's fair? Is it more like, this isn't fair, I want my way, kind of not fair? Or is it like, hey, there's certain things that are really, we should respect and be fair about? Is it more like, I'm upset, it's not fair, kind of?
I think it's kind of both. Like, he's mad that he's getting all these handicaps or whatever, and he can't show off what strong points he has, but he also thinks that nobody should live that way. So he kind of wants to be like, hey guys, follow me, so we could just take over the government.
And is that more for himself or for the people to do that?
I think to throw over the government, it's for everyone, but he kind of wants to be like their leader, and that's why he said he wanted to be emperor.
All right. Any comments on that? And don't forget, you don't have to raise your hand. Sarah, you haven't had a chance to speak. Julia, if that's okay with you, we'll let Sarah say.
Okay. I think.
Oh, you did. Oh, sorry.
I think that he was kind of doing it in the kind of the whiny, it's not fair kind of way, because I really don't see Harrison as like the good person in this story, because I do agree that all the unequal or all the need to be equal and the handicaps and stuff isn't fair, and that people should have their own originality, but the way he goes about doing it is not the best way, in my opinion.
And what did you see him doing that made you think it was maybe more whiny?
I saw him, kind of acting like a 14-year-old guy, like he is, and that he's just kind of, I want my way and I want it now, whereas there probably would have been a better way of doing it that didn't get himself killed.
Anybody want to respond to that?
Well, like she said about how he got killed and what Taylor said about them being brainwashed, it says like when they died, like later on on that page, it
Where
says,
are you looking at that so we can see
on page 20.
All right, page 20, if everyone would go there.
Well, it says that Hazel, his mom, is crying, and then the dad comes in and he's like, "Why are you crying?" And she says, "I forget," because she's brainwashed and she doesn't she's not used to remembering stuff.
So what does that make you think, Julia, if she can't remember what just happened?
Well, I think that the people kind of lost control for a little bit, and then when they realized that they could do something about it and they killed him, they could just go back to doing what they were doing before.
So was it worth it?
I agree with Charlotte, but I think he wanted to show people that because he wanted them to know that they kind of need an emperor because they don't really know what they're doing anymore because the handicapper general was like, and everybody else was like controlling them, so they don't really have their own mind anymore.
I kind of think that and then by showing everybody what I can do or what he can do and saying, now let me see what I can become, he's trying to show them that they've been held back and that they can't really reach their full potential if they still have on their handicaps.
Let's do this because time is already passing. We're almost there. So turn the inquiry log page over to the other side. It asks you to make a few choices. Just write down if you kept the same answer or you changed your mind based on what people said. If you kept the same answer, don't you leave it at that. What did you hear in the discussion that added to your answer? That makes you feel like it's a stronger answer now. Now that you, oh yeah, somebody said this and I'm going to put that down. That helped me make more sense of my answer.